Hi everyone! In today's video we're gonna show you the only other alternative, the only other vehicle we would have chosen if we would be back in time and start again to drive around the world with a car.
We are Aldo, Vera and Toto. For over 5 years we have been driving around the world with our self-converted tiny home on wheels, and we visited more than 50 countries on 5 continents. Next destination, Africa. Through our videos we show how beautiful, but at the same time how fragile our planet is, hoping to raise awareness about environmental concerns and inspire people to take action. Subscribe to our channel, enjoy our adventure.
Like many of you know, it's more than 5 years that we are driving around the world, and we are very happy of the choice we made about our vehicle, our Toto, the Land Cruiser KDJ 120. But like everything, also our Toto has got some cons. So there have been occasions where we would have loved to have some sort of comfort of other things that we did not have. We are in the company of two very good friends of us, Barbara and Stefano. They are very passionate about travel, and they also own a Toyota Land Cruiser, the same model, same color like our Toto. They came to Greece, they found out that we were here, and we managed to meet and spend together a nice evening yesterday. It was fantastic. And they just recently have realized their dream to buy this beautiful Toyota HZJ78, right?
Right.
HZJ. Completely kitted for the most extreme expeditions, and today they're going to be so kind to show us how the car is built, and the video will be recorded in Italian, but don't worry, I've got you covered because I will be recorded an audio over in English later on.
Here it is, guys. Beautiful, the perfect color for traveling, also white. Beautiful, the car, not me, eh? So Stefano, tell me what model it is, what we have here. So this is a 2016 model that we have bought a couple of years ago in Germany, and as you said, so let's say that from the moment we had it, after the purchase, we made some small changes. The most conspicuous is here in front, this one, this mouth here, that could be misleading. It is not a V8, okay, this is a 1HZ, a 6-cylinder engine, to which was installed an aftermarket turbo that required a whole lot of other important technical modifications, as much as the reinforced clutch, the gearbox, the intercooler and so on. So in short, let's say that this is not, we have not limited ourselves just to modify the turbine, but the engine was prepared by this person here who enjoys our utmost confidence. Well, so that now is a 4.2 6-cylinder inline turbo intercooler. It's a rocket, it's very powerful. Yes, let's say. Can we see the engine, please? Of course. Well, guys, look at that. It's the big Toyota logo. We miss it on our Toto. We should put 1 too.
Che bello.
So the machine actually has its own weight set up in this way. It must have a little bit of a kick, otherwise, well, I mean, the world of owners of HZJ78 is divided in 2 parts. Who is pro turbo and who is absolutely the purist and absolutely the opposite, against it. The machine is born like this and it should die like this. I totally agree. I am also a purist. This time I made an exception, and so I fell into the dark side of the force. However, we can see that they really did a very nice job. Look at these welds here. Yes, it's a good job, and actually, in short, it's an Australian kit. It comes out with 0.6 bar that was limited to 0.5, which is more than enough to get you out of difficult situations like high altitudes, driving on sand and so on. It's a car which in any case requires a bit of a sprint, a bit of a spark. But here we go, I repeat, I would not like to trigger discussions with the purists. However, we are very happy, we are really very, very happy. Perfect. Let's close it, otherwise they will copy the modifications. They have seen too much.
Questo qua va bene.
This is the compressor, it's by Air, it's a very good brand, and look here, there is the nozzle here, the compressor it's fixed, right? Underneath we have a small 10-liter tank, and we have two laces, one in front and one at the rear. Great, we know that air works for many things, to blow on our clothes, clean the filters, the inside of the car, the air is air. We also have a compressor without a tank, but your kit can recharge a tank like they do on trucks, so it's therefore a very useful thing actually to have. Here we have the winch that I think you too often will use it just to get others out of trouble. Absolutely yes, because we don't get bogged down with Toyota. Absolutely not.
Okay.
That's the bull bar. Is that for light there? No, this is the antenna for the CB radio. Some additional headlights here, and therefore the winch. How many tons is the winch? 12,000 pounds, 6,000 kilograms. Here I see that you too have a snorkel. Yes, the snorkel, it comes out of the factory from Toyota. What about the lift kit? The lift kit is a plus 5 centimeters. These are some small changes that have been made, that I've taken, because I repeat, the car, it was used by the previous owner who prepared it. I took it exactly as it is. You see, and to which I would not change a comma, and therefore has some small spacers. It has some minor changes also in terms of leaf springs that are not the original Toyota ones, but rather an Australian version. Slightly more reinforced, there is a couple of more leaves also. Then the two tanks are original. They are 90 liters each, and they are separate. They are absolutely independent of each other. That's very good. A very simple switch. It saves you because you do not risk to contaminate the fuel. It happened to some of our friends who have a 78 who were in Iran. They filled one tank with gasoline, and they noticed it because obviously the engine turned off. They began to investigate and were saved because they selected the right one, and they managed to get to a garage, and they have emptied 200 liters of petrol. Yes, all of those that took the petrol were very happy. This little cap here is not a particular cap, okay, but it's just a socket. Eventually we need it when we put the car in hibernation, when it's parked. And it serves because we have a battery maintainer behind it, and therefore it serves to maintain both the service battery and the engine battery. It's a C-Tech. A very good and small instrument that it does charge and discharge the batteries when needed. The tires, I see that you've chosen the BF Goodrich, a brand well known in the field. Very well, I must say that even on the Divina, the Divine, our Prado, the one more beautiful than Totò.
BF Goodrich.
I have BF Goodrich, a beautiful, generous tire. Quiet, and above all, it allows me to do a lot of miles. So then I see here a folding pop-up roof. Oh yes, this is fantastic. We were used to the Columbus roof tent, and here the music has changed completely. This, it was truly a dream, and we are convinced of one thing, that dreams open up other dreams. And more precisely, a dream is the key, the master key to open other dreams. And then when we first saw the 78 like this, it was something that left us speechless. And we began to dream to have it, and after which, luckily, we succeeded. Well done, guys, congratulations. Malakia, this is Malakia. Malakia is the name of this great vehicle. In fact, yesterday, while we were having dinner there, we practically complimented each other. Every now and then, we turned around saying, yours is beautiful car, and then Stefano, yours is beautiful, and so on. Because really, guys, apart that it is very high, but really also for us, this is a really very nice vehicle. Because as I will tell you later in this video, it has some more advantages over our Totò. But now let's go and ask a few questions to Barbara. More comfort with the tent. Tell us a bit more about the interior spaces. It's very well organized.
Andiamo, facci vedere.
It's organized a lot. Well, let's see, organized very well, because in any case it was a really thought out vehicle, very functional. Then the fact of being able to stand up inside is already a plus. You can do a lot of stuff, you can dress, you can live in it. Come on inside, Aldo, I'll show you. Here you are, guys. Look how nice it is to be able to sit back, or even better, stand up. Look here, and there is still space. Yes, because I am 1.74 m tall anyway, so with my arm up I can barely get there. Comfort is absolute. Here we have everything that can be used to live in. There we have the stove, there is the tank underneath, after I show you. I have to tell you the truth that we think about cooking inside if we are in places like Iceland, places which due to climate do not allow you to cook outside. Otherwise, in short, it's great to cook outside. Of course, if needed, it can be used safely inside.
Certamente.
Si può utilizzare tranquillamente.
The sink with its tap and water, absolutely functional. Then Stefano will show later the water tank, these more mechanical things. It's okay, I was interested in the interior about your point of view, because you know, traveling with Vera, I was curious to hear, let's say from the female point of view, the comfort of a home, because here it's like really a small house. You can see that there is more comfort here, even in bad weather. There is an extra level of protection compared to our Totò. So here's the bed, right? So this floor goes down here, as it practically becomes a bed, that it is also fine for tall people, because it's still a lot of space all along the roof length. We have the lights above, the mosquito nets, like this all night. If it's hot, you can also open the front.
Aprire anche questa davanti.
So this is like a attic, a penthouse.
A penthouse.
Sì, proprio.
Cabinets here, where we store the pots, the food we use. The refrigerator is an Engel. This is another remarkable brand. It works very well. It can even become a freezer.
Proprio freezer.
Freezer, sì.
We must say that on our car, our Prado, the more beautiful, one more beautiful than yours, we had an ARB, the Australian, and that too, I must say, fantastic. But I have to tell you that even with this, we find it's very good. Then under here, we have a whole series of lockers, and here one of the most convenient things is that we have a portable toilet. Do you want me to open it here? Yes, please.
Guardate che bello. Questa è una grande comodità.
Yeah, look at that, how nice it is. It's really a great comfort, I have to say. Well, anyway, we try to use the external services, but it can happen that you need it. It's one of those things that it is better to have it and not have the need, no pun intended, but where there is the need, it's here. There we have all these bags and pockets that are very capacious. We can put inside both personal hygiene products, napkins, whatever you want. They are really very spacious. Anyway, congratulations, it's very organized, very tidy. Well, Aldo, if you start throwing everywhere things, you first don't find nothing, and then really the space is small, so it becomes like a chaos. Instead, if you try to put the things in the right place, I assure you that there is a lot of space. But here you are a master, because you too have a super organized, small space. Yes, however, our Totò is overly filled. Well, you do a long-term journey, but in short, you have the proof that the organization is critical.
È fondamentale.
Sì.
But in all things now, I'll tell you something that may make you laugh. This morning, Vera, she washed my hair, showed me how to wash my hair with very little water, with the solid shampoo. These are the things that travelers need to know, because they are tricks for living better in a more sustainable way too, and with reduced space, with contained water. Anyway, later on Stefano will show you the water tank, but in short we have to come to terms with these things. Then here there is the possibility, if you want to sleep also inside. We have shelves that rest here, and then you take one of the mattresses and place it on top of it, on top of here, and this becomes a bed. Let's say almost a double bed. in any case, if for any reason you could not open the pop-up roof, like if there is a hurricane and you prefer not to open it, yes, we can also sleep here too, sleep inside. Here I see that you have the Webasto air outlet. I must say that this is also the turning point of van life. When we were in Tunisia with the roof tent, inside we were fine. The drama was in the morning when you were coming down. So it was very cold, very cold. Obviously the Webasto, there is a heat, it's really good, and Stefano told me that the switches up here, the Webasto switch, yes, you can adjust the temperature, program it on and off, so it's really the best, directly from the bed. Yes, because when the bed is here, we can just reach out and turn it on with our hands and you get warm and it's really great. Here we have another shelf where we can place, I don't know, the dishes, something while we cook. Here we have all the space below that it's obviously a bit of a mess, sorry. There are both gas canisters, lights, some cleaning products.
Le lucette, ci stanno varie attrezzature.
Here it's important, is that the radio? No, what radio? The shower. Here it is, the essential shower. With the filter I saw. Yes, we have a water filter also.
Sì, abbiamo un filtro per l'acqua. Dopo se vuoi Stefano te lo
Sì, va bene, va bene.
Qui comunque.
However, the shower is attached here. We have a small boiler with hot water of about 6 liters, if I'm not mistaken, of hot water, which is not a lot, but it's already enough. So we can take a shower out there very nicely. We have even bought, not yet used, one of those pop-up tents, you know, the one that they open. Yes, the pop-up tent, yes, we do have one too. It is very easy to open it up, but it's very difficult to close it again.
Veramente conviene.
L'abbiamo comprata, ma non l'abbiamo ancora aperta.
There is another thing that I wanted to show you from this side. Here we have these sand ladders, which we actually haven't used it yet, because with this one we have not yet gone on the sand. And look, also they have a second function. Yes, I know, Stefano showed me that yesterday. It's real convenience.
Bella.
In realtà è veramente una comodità.
E voilà.
And voila, it becomes a real table where we place the camp stove here, you know, barbecue. We put everything on it. What is it? About 1.5 meters, right? So it's quite big. Yes, it's really, really useful, really handy. Over there we got an awning. Yes, it's a well-known brand, Fiamma. Here we found this too, and I must say, well, I think that the guys that had it before had hardly ever used it because it's brand new. We, on the other hand, have put the sand ladders underneath so they are covered. It's really a comfort. We put our camp chairs out there on the side. Also up there on the roof we have the solar panels, and even that, please don't ask anything about it because they are just solar panels. Stefano will tell you more about it. We have there a locker where we can fit the impossible inside. So at the beginning we removed it because you can remove it, but in reality we have replaced it back because we realized that it is really very useful. There is a lot of stuff in it, and yes, I know we have something very similar and we use it for the change of seasons. Stefan, unfortunately it has begun to rain. Yes, but you have a sitting room here, so there is no problem. And I wanted to ask you, how many liters of fresh water do you have? What's your capacity? So unfortunately we don't have an exaggerated autonomy. We have about 60 liters of water. The tank is down here, yes, and we have a way to do a refill to this quite simple but very effective way to refill.
Però molto efficace,
sì,
per fare il refill.
And therefore we remain limited in the autonomy of the water. In fact, we do also have 2 extra tanks of another 30-40 liters in such a way to have the right autonomy to do the things that above all make us think how precious it is water.
Preziosa è l'acqua.
certo, certo.
In termini di...
In absolute terms, and of good management of the element, and therefore making important choices here. We don't take showers that last a quarter of an hour. Only what is necessary, only what is needed. And this is why I shave, so I don't have the problem. You must spend a fortune in shampoo.
È una fortuna in shampoo.
So Barbara told me about solar panels. Yes, Another important element is practically autonomy. We have a 100 ampere leisure battery for services. Everything works at 12 volts. 1 kilowatt inverter because it could be needed, and it was in the past. We run everything at 12 volts or 5 volts, let's say, but in short, we have seen that the 220 is occasionally needed. Not so much for the hair dryer, but to charge a computer, for example. When you are autonomous, this is important. We use it a little, but it's there if we needed it. And for this reason, we have 2 solar panels of 100 watts each, which are mounted up there, that work very well. We are very happy. Let's say that they don't give absolutely, here is a day like this, maybe they charge a little less, but it's still a help, absolutely essential. We have seen it in the last few days when there was good weather, it made some peaks in charge. I think at least 10 amperes, right? Yes, 10 amperes, all of them.
10 ampere tutti,
Sì, sì.
tutti quanti.
Barbara said that under here there is all the electric wiring. Yes, this is the fridge. Unfortunately, I can't move it for you. This one is the service compartment, both the electrical part and the small boiler that heats the water, a small 6 liters, but more than enough.
Sono più che sufficienti.
And then everything else regarding the management of the solar panels and anything else, the inverter, etc. This is the heart of our Malacchia.
È il vano cuore del nostro Malacchia.
Perfetto.
Over there I see that's the dashboard panel with the gear stick, obviously the low gears. I see that you have an iPad, I guess you use it as a sat nav. A very important GoPro. Do you always have it on? Well, yes, unfortunately the autonomy is not the best. I was hoping it was going to be something more brilliant, but let's say while driving we always keep it on, because the overlanders there, well, they taught us that it is a good thing to have it always turned on. To have on the windshield one of these cameras that they continuously record.
Ecco ragazzi,
So this is how you close the pop-up roof. Here it is, folding it down. Let's go inside.
ecco così è chiusa. E lì si aggancia.
Up here is where it hooks, and obviously opening it, it's even easier, like this. Unfortunately, you have to be very careful that the fabric does not get pinched while you close it, while you put it down. When we bought it, in this front part here was damaged, had been damaged from an accidental closure of the previous owner, so we had to replace the fabric, the broken piece. You gotta be a little careful in closing it. Open it, it's super easy.
È banale.
I noticed that back there you got a pocket on the spare wheel, which I think is useful. It is multifunctional, obviously, the trasharu. In reality, it would have been born for rubbish. Ah, okay. But of course you can use it. We absolutely find it indispensable because you can put anything inside very fast. Okay, like the chairs, the table, whatever it can fit inside. You can use it as a very important external resource, and therefore whenever we move it is always with us.
Perché ci muoviamo, lei è sempre con noi.
Ottimo,
Assolutamente.
benissimo.
We're looking at each other's car, and Stefano wanted to break a spear in favor of the Land Cruiser 120, which is also very fun too, because it's also his vehicle.
Sua, insomma, lui è molto affezionato.
Mine is the Divine. For me it's a machine. It was the first love. I believe that it will remain like that, the first love. That's another thing, but the KDJ 120, it's actually a vehicle which is very generous. Maybe you can say that it is delicate because there is plastic here, and on the 78 there is steel, but it is a car that really took me everywhere I wanted to go, absolutely flawlessly. It has never let me down, ever. And frankly, I have no flaws to report. An amazing car, great choice. Thank you. Even the color, especially the color.
Eccolo, soprattutto il colore. Obviously this vehicle, this Land Cruiser, has its pros compared to our Polo. One of them is the possibility to be able to stay standing still inside, especially when it's bad weather like it is now because it's raining, and we could all sit inside and do our things. So you can cook inside, you can have the possibility to have a toilet, like a portable toilet, more comfortably than our car because the space is more limited, and you do have a pop-up tent, so you are able to sleep higher and being cooler, and at the same time still being in the same compartment, in the same car, without being separated like that happened when you use a pop-up tent roof tent. The cons of this vehicle comparing to our Toto or Land Cruiser, it's first of all the price. So this vehicle fitted like this comes new at a price of about 100,000 euros and plus. I've seen some models that they reach 150,000 euros, and it is a little bit more bigger than our car and less stealth. When you pop up the tent, you will be more noticeable, so we are a little bit more stealth. In the complex there are two very valid vehicles and excellent to travel around the world, and we are curious to know, after what you've seen, which vehicle would you choose to go around the world? Our car or this model? Let us know in the comments. And if you would like to see the full tour of our Toto, we'll link to the video up here. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Ciao ragazzi!
Ciao!
A presto!
Ciao ragazzi!
Ciao, buon viaggio! Bella, sì?